Hi everyone! Today we're going to be talking about some of my fails of 2018, and these are all going to be beauty/makeup products. So I already put up my favorites of the year. I will link that up in the cards if you haven't already checked that out. And I will try to not mention a lot of products in this video that I've already mentioned this year. I've said in previous videos that I'm not the kind of person who buys a lot of face makeup. I mostly buy a lot of lip products. I like eyeshadow palettes and colorful makeup. So for that reason, my list isn't going to be extremely long, and I also don't want to repeat myself. I did a video a while back called Products I Regret Buying. I will link that up in the corner as well, and I think I have a couple of overlaps here, but for the most part, I'm going to keep this like a separate video. So I think we're just going to go straight into it. And a lot of these products are probably products that I haven't really mentioned on my channel before because I've just been kind of products that I haven't tested out on camera and stuff, so I haven't been able to share my opinions about them, so that's what we're going to be doing now. So I'm just going to start off by a couple of items that I know I've talked about before, but I want to just mention them again because I'm so disappointed in them. And the first one is the Natasha Denona Tropic palette. I don't have this anymore. I ended up returning it. I do, however, have her Sunset palette, and I really like that palette. I think the formula in that palette is fantastic, which is why I wanted to buy the Tropic palette, because I thought that at least that last row of shades, the metallics were just so beautiful, and I had really high expectations, hoping that it would be the same formula, even though she did say she changed the formula for that one. But of course I was hoping it changed for the better, but you know, why would you change something that's not broken? And this palette ended up being a piece of shit, so I ended up returning it. I'm so sad about it still, and every time I go to Sephora, I still kind of go over there and swatch it, and I kind of wish I had it and I didn't return it, but it just wasn't worth the price tag for me. So that is definitely probably one of my most disappointing purchases of the year. And going along with the eyeshadow palettes, I only have one more on my list I want to mention. This is the Laura Lee Party Animal palette. I didn't buy this palette. We got this in BoxyCharm. It was so bad. I did a 3-look Swan palette with it. I'll link it up if you want to check it out, but it was terrible. It's probably the worst palette that I've tried this whole year. It was just so bad. It was so hard to work with. I didn't have fun working with it at all, and that says a lot about a product. I can usually make most eyeshadow palettes work for me and not really feel like it's that big of a deal, but that palette was just atrocious. It was so bad. And I'm so happy that was an item that we got in BoxyCharm and I didn't pay for it, because I would have been so upset. Next, I want to talk about a couple of blushes. You guys know I really like blushes, so the first one that I want to mention are from the drugstore, and these are from L'Oreal and Maybelline, and I just don't like these. I don't know what it is about a lot of drugstore blushes, but they don't last on me. They have no lasting power. They might look really good at first when I put them on, but 2 hours later I'm like, where'd the blush go? Where is it? I can't see it anymore, and I don't want my blushes to be like that. I want my blushes to last until I go to bed if I put it on in the morning, but these two just don't do that. Maybe it's just me, but Maybelline and L'Oreal just don't cut it for me. I'm sorry. And the other blush that I want to talk about is actually a palette that I bought at the beginning of this year, and this is by Benefit. I'm not sure why this palette came out, if it was a late holiday release or I'm really not sure, but I bought this palette because I really wanted to try out Benefit's formula, because I'd heard so many good things about their individual blushes, so I thought what better way to try them all out than to get them in a palette. But I think it just turned out that the palette was a different formula than these singles. I could be wrong, but I think the boxes are way different than the one that came in a palette. And again, I had the same problem with those blushes. They were barely pigmented at all. I had such a hard time getting anything out of the pans. And once I did get it on my face, it just would not last. So I don't know what the deal was with that palette, but I heard a lot of people say that they didn't like it. And I'm really disappointed in that, because I wanted to try out a lot of the Benefit blushes because they look really pretty, and it's kind of making me not want to buy a blush from them again. So let me know down below if you have any of the single Benefit blushes and if you think they are good, because I have heard really good things about them and I'd be willing to give them another chance, just not in palette form. The next thing I have a video about, if you want to check that out, it'll be in the cards, but this is the Neon Pigment Bundle by Be Elegant. These are awful. They look good if you only put down one shade and that's it, but as soon as you try to blend them out with anything, whether it's another eyeshadow or another pigment, it looks like absolute trash. And I was just so disappointed in these. I just wanted them to be good so bad. You know, when you're just really excited about something and then you get it and you just can't get it to work no matter what. That's how I felt with these. And I felt defeated, and I felt like I don't know anything about makeup, and I don't like to feel that way, so I'm really sad about it. The next thing I just want to mention, but I don't hate this product, is just that I'm very disappointed because it's not what I thought it was going to be. And this is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I have this in a little mini travel size because I didn't know if I would like it or not, so I decided to buy a mini. It turns out I don't like the smell of this. I think it smells absolutely awful. Oh, it just smells like... it smells old. I don't know, it smells like an old couch. And it's just not something that I want to put on my face. And it just... it gets in your nose and it's really thick. It does kind of blur your pores and it looks pretty good once you get it on, but the process of putting this powder on is not very enjoyable for me, so I don't really get the hype of this. I don't understand why so many people like it because I really don't even want to use the rest of this, but I probably will, but I'm not happy about it. Let me know if I'm alone in this and if all you guys really like this powder and I'll feel bad about it, but this is just not one of my favorite powders. The next product on my list is one that I'm actually really upset about, and this is a Dior lip gloss. It's just a clear lip gloss. I bought this because I have an older one that's pink that I really like for layering, and I have no problems layering that gloss, but as soon as I put this gloss on top of a liquid lipstick, it doesn't matter how dry down it is, this one makes my lipstick break up and it looks absolutely terrible and it makes it bleed everywhere, and it's not nice. And I'm not one to wear lip glosses on its own, especially a clear gloss, so I don't know what they did to this formula because I really was expecting this to be the same formula as my pink one, and I love my pink one so much. But this one, I just can't make it work without it looking really bad, so I don't know. The only way I can really wear this is if I only do a lip liner and then I use this on top. That's the only way I've found that it looks okay and it doesn't make lipstick smear all over my mouth. So yeah, super disappointed because this was expensive. This was like $30, but I thought that if I got a super nice clear lip gloss, I could use this with any lipstick, and so it would be a good investment because I really like lip glosses. And now I'm stuck with this because I didn't end up returning it. And I don't even know if I could have because I ordered this from Dior's website, so I don't know. I feel like I just wasted $30 and now I need to find a way to make this work. So the next thing is something that I bought, I want to say way before I started my channel, maybe like 4 months before I started my channel in the beginning of the year. And this is the YSL Shock, what is this called? YSL The Shock Mascara. I don't know if it was Tarte that was saying that mascara was really good. And you know me, I love Tarte and I trust her opinions. She's the one who started making me use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which I ended up loving. So I was like, maybe I will buy this during the sale, maybe I will try it out, maybe I will see if I like it. Turns out it's a clumpy fucking mess, and the wand is just so much product on it. You try to scrape it off on the tube, doesn't help. By the time you were able to scrape off the excess product onto the wand, and then you want to put the wand back into the tube, like the product would just like smear and get all over the tube, and it was a mess. I hated that mascara so much. I wasn't even really able to judge the formula of it because I was so upset about the tube and the packaging and the fact that the wand was so big and there was so much product everywhere, and I couldn't deal with it. So that's a product that I returned very quickly. Next on my list is a brow product, and this is by Maybelline. I tried their new brow pen. I don't even know if you can see this, it's so small. What is this called? It is called the Brow Precise Micro Crayon, and the color is really nice. I like the color on it. The spoolie is rough as hell and I hate that. I also don't like the formula on this. I think it is way too waxy. I really despise a waxy brow product. I feel like it rips out all my hairs and I'm left with nothing, and I barely have anything to begin with. So this was a major fail for me. I did not like this at all. And it also wasn't as pigmented as I would like it to be, which is probably why I found it way too waxy, because I was putting on way too much product in order to be able to get the coverage that I wanted. So this is definitely something that I probably will not reach for again unless it's the only thing that I have in my drawer and I'm out of all my other brow products. But yeah, I'm just not happy about this brow product at all. Let me know if you try this and what you think, but this is not for me. The next product is actually a skincare product. I know I don't talk a lot about skincare because I'm not really into skincare. I don't spend money on trying new skincare products. So this is one that I got in my BoxyCharm, and it is the Green Clean from Pharmacy. This is a cleanser. This doesn't cleanse. I'm sorry. Like, the way I take off my makeup is I first use a makeup wipe to remove most of my makeup, and then I'll go in with a cleanser afterwards. And after I'm done cleansing, I'll go in with a toner. And usually after I go in with my toner, I don't have any residue left on my face, but with this, I feel like there's still so much product left on my face that I need to go in with another cleanser. So this doesn't really clean my face at all, and I probably won't be using this again because I feel like I need to use it like 3 times for my makeup to come off, and that is just too much. Like, that is too much time. Like, I don't like spending time on my skincare, so I just want a product that works right away. This thing is just not a good product. Let me know if you got this and if you like it more than I do, because I will probably give this to someone else. So funny backstory with this product. Now, I used to get a lot of stuff sent from influencer before I started my makeup account on Instagram, because I used to have a pretty big food Instagram before I started my makeup one. So I would have my food Instagram linked to my influencer's profile, but I had a lot of followers on there, so they would send me a lot of stuff. So they sent me this Origins Clear Improvement Charcoal Honey Mask, and I was really excited to get this because I like masks a lot. This one just did not work for my skin at all. Like, it smells really nice. I like the texture of it a lot, but as soon as I put it on, my skin started burning and I had to rinse it off, and that never happens to me. And I usually don't have super sensitive skin, but I don't know what is in this, but my skin was not happy about it, and now I have this rest of this jar and I don't know what to do with this. I'll probably just give this to a friend as well, but that's really sad because this was a pretty expensive product and I wanted to like this, but it just didn't work for me, and you know, shit happens, so at least it was free, right? Something else that I bought but ended up returning is the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir, the oil thing. I realized that my skin just doesn't really like oils because I'm pretty oily to begin with, so I feel like oils never sink into my skin at all, and they really just like sit on top of my skin. And that one was no exception for that. That's basically what it did. Like, I would put it on at night and then in the morning I was still an oily fucking mess and it looked terrible, and I didn't like how it felt on my skin either, and I felt like it made me break out. So that's something that definitely went back to the store pretty quickly, but I did like the smell of it, I liked the texture of it, I liked everything about it except that my skin didn't like it. So kind of disappointing, but at the same time I probably should have known better than to try to put an oil on my face. But that was the first time I really tried an oil product like that, so now I know for next time to not do that again. And the last product that I want to mention today is the P. Beige. I made a couple of videos on this. I just think it's because my eyes are so hooded that I can't make this work very well for me. It works okay for cut creases, I don't mind it for that. I just keep forgetting to reach for it when I do a cut crease, but for priming my eyes, I don't really feel like I like it. The thing I do like about it, however, is that it doesn't change the color of my eyeshadows, and that's something that I realized that my MAC paint pot does, because I compared these two up against each other and I found that my shadows were a lot brighter when I put it on top of the P. base than when I put it on top of my MAC paint pot. So, you know, at least I learned something, and at least this wasn't super expensive. But I don't know why so many people have such a good time with this, because I cannot for the life of me make it work, and I know Paulina Beauty said the same thing and she was struggling with this too. So I feel like you really just need to have a lot of lid space and not a lot of folds and wrinkles and lines on your eyes for this to be able to work. So, you know, I tried it, and I do like to try out kind of hyped up products to see if they're worth the hype. So yeah, those were all the products that really didn't work for me, that for me kind of stood out enough that I wanted to talk about them. Obviously, I've tried products that I've just kind of been like, about, but I don't want to mention those in the video. So, like I said, I also mentioned a lot of other products in the other videos that I linked up in the corner. So if you want to check those out and see more fails, please feel free to do so. I would love to hear which products that you guys have tried this year that you ended up absolutely hating. Leave the worst product that you tried this year down in the comments, just so we can all have a laugh at it, because I want to see what you guys don't end up liking. But that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!